business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. It is top 3 time. I've got Peter with Princess of the Mouse, Disney Travel, and no, please find Chewbacca because the Baby Yoda ears just no. Wow. All right, if this is your first time here, I'm sorry. He's like that every show. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull a chip out of this bag. I've got a corresponding spreadsheet that has a bunch of ideas on what we're going to rate our top 3 on. What is that? Is that country? No, that's not Country Bears.
No, wait, man. It's Wicked.
All right. We are going with chip number 20 tonight. Chip number 20 is our line item, and it is going to be... This is a good one, since you're wearing ears. Top 3 things at Disney that make you feel like a kid again.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. You've got 20 seconds.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess of the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. All right. So, we are back. We are at number 3, and these are going to be the top 3 things at Disney that make us feel like a kid again. So, Peter, why don't you go ahead and start us off since you decided you wanted to put some ears on tonight, and let's see where you go with this.
I didn't write anything down yet.
Well, would you quit sulking over the Wookiee and actually be present in the show?
I don't know where he is. All right. Yeah, he would have a lot of really great insight here for this one. Let's see. What makes me feel like a kid again while I'm at Disney? Well, obviously, yep. So I feel like that should be higher. Yep. So we'll go with. I'm going to talk about some of the. I'm going to go with some of the rides, and I'm going to be more specific than just saying rides because perhaps you might also want to talk about some aspect of this. So, for example, what I'm thinking about is over in Disneyland when I ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, or over in either Land or World when I ride Peter Pan or Small World or Haunted Mansion. All of these incredibly nostalgic things that have been there since the very first time that I went to Disney World, which I think would have been 1997 or 8. So you're talking, 25 years later, and I'm still riding the same ride that I remember riding when I was, 12, 13 years old the first time I went. And so making me feel like a kid again is still doing some of the exact same things that I used to do when I actually was a kid.
Yeah,
so,
I'm right there with you, and I think that's going to be my top 3 too. But I think I come at it with a little bit of a different insight on this, because when I'm thinking about the top 3 things that make me feel like a kid again, it's the things that I feel like I enjoy at the same level as my kids right now, and those are going to be the things like the teacups. When we just get on the teacups and just go as hard as you can, and you're just giggling and just, it's just one of those moments that you're just like, you look around and you see all the kids and you see the parents, and other than the ones that have adverse reactions to spinning,
my wife.
I think everyone in there is just like giggling and just having a good time and just kind of just shrinking down and just kind of forgetting things. And when you're a kid at Disney, it's just kind of forgetting that adult life for a second and just kind of moving forward. So my number 3, kind of the same as yours, but we're going to both go with the rides in a little bit of a different way. So let's go ahead. Let's get to our number 2 here. And our number 2s, before we get there, talk about where people can find you.
Facebook, our website. I don't know. Are all those things scrolling right now? We stopped.
Yeah, they're down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. So Facebook, Princess and the Mouse, Disney Travel. You'll find me pretty quick. And then, obviously, our website has a little form that you can fill out that will get in touch with me. And I'll get back in touch with you, and we'll get rolling. Now is a great time to plan 2024. 2024 has been released. There are no deals into it yet, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't dibs on your room and make sure, because when we talk, I can promise that it won't get any more expensive.
Yeah.
But if I talk to you right now and then you kind of shuffle your feet and then you call me in 3 months, that I can't promise that it won't be any more expensive. And a lot of times I am able to rebook and find deals for my clients as you get closer into the year. So give me a call.
Yeah, and there's still really good deals for the end of the year as well. I mean, now through the end of the year, there's a lot of good deals, except for basically that last week of December. Basically, everything else has a deal right now.
Just about, yeah, and some of them are really good too. Okay, so my number 2, I am going to go with some type of headwear. So these are my classic Mickey ears that I will sometimes, it's not nearby, but that I will sometimes put over my Mickey hat. But I'm always wearing a Mickey hat. My wife is always wearing Minnie Mouse ears. And, you know, whether it's kind of the new age Mickey apparel that you wear as headwear, or the old school, you know, ear hat, you know, that hides things like this on the Soarin' video. So, Patrick's talking to. Yeah, it just makes you feel like a kid again, just putting on some type of a little ear decoration, you know, like you can kind of see, you know, my wife's got quite a bit of a collection. You saw me at the beginning of this segment just grab a bunch nearby because I have to expand the collection from the last couple of trips. There's probably like 10 more sitting here. They're all so cool, and they all have unique things, and makes you feel like a kid again, makes you feel like a little collector, makes you feel whimsical, all those good things that we're looking for when we go down to Disney World. So, Matt, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be meeting Mickey Mouse. And,
that's a good one.
You know, when you come into Magic Kingdom, and the first thing you can do is just make that right hand into Town Square and meet Mickey Mouse at Town Square. It's a great start to a day. And I think not enough people think about those things and get in those pictures with their kids and that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, just kind of the goofball is able to come out and, you know, make funny faces with your kids. And just, I mean, even when my wife and I go to the parks by ourselves, we still go see characters. It's just one of those things that we enjoy doing. And Disney does such a great job of putting those characters out there. Now, in World, you have to find them a little bit. In Land, there's a lot more roaming characters and that kind of stuff. But there's just characters from your childhood, characters from new shows, characters from, you know, shows that your kids enjoy. And, you know, it's that ability to kind of connect at that kid level, that you're going into almost like a cartoon state and being part of that. So my number 2 is going to be meeting Mickey Mouse. So let's go ahead and get to our number 1s. And before we do our number 1 choices, if you do have an idea for our top 3 segment, you can put it in the chat, you can put it in the comments, you can go to our website that's going to be down at the bottom of the screen here in a second. But if you're not on the video broadcast of this and you're just listening to us, it's patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning, and there's a little text box up in the top right corner that you can put your ideas in there. So, Peter, what is your number 1 thing that makes you feel like a kid again at Disney?
Pin trading.
Oh, I like
That's my
it.
number one. Yeah, pin trading is my number one because I remember when, again, I went a couple times when I was a kid, and then there was a very, very long gap before I started taking my own kids. But I remember being absolutely in love with pin trading when I was a little kid. And fast forward to today, I have shared that enjoyment with my kids. And so we love going up to pin boards, or when the cast members used to walk around with them. Hopefully that comes back soon. Uh, we love, there's just something nostalgic and special about walking up to a pin board and seeing a really awesome pin that you know is like totally way too valuable to just be sitting on a pin board, or like one of your favorite character, or you're collecting this set of pins that are no longer produced and you find that last one that you're looking for, or whatever else. So tons of memories from my childhood and tons of memories with my kids now of looking at pin boards and finding great finds and having awesome little moments, kind of like what you're talking about. And yeah, characters are a great thing. My wife and I literally went to a character breakfast when we were there for our anniversary. So I should have thrown that in. So I'm glad you included that one. But yeah, pin trading is going to be my number one. I have not and will not go to Disney World without partaking in at least a bit of pin trading.
There you go. There you go. All right. My number one is the feeling that you get when you walk through the tunnel at Magic Kingdom. There's just something about, it's almost like a portal when you walk through there. You go through the ticket gates, you take your picture in front of the train station, and if you're lucky, the train's blowing its whistle as it's going across the front of there, and you walk through there and you go from like reality to Disney. And it's just that change in feeling and that change in attitude that you get when you walk in there and you're like, I'm here.
Yep.
And it just the stuff kind of melts away and you just kind of enjoy yourself. If you're doing it right, you can walk through that tunnel and you can enjoy yourself that day. And that is one of the best feelings in the world, to just, for years and years and years, just walking through there, holding the kid's hand and just their excitement, and you just get to kind of partake in that excitement, which is awesome. So my number one is, and it's even like a lot of the different parks have it as well. It's that moment, the moment when you come around the corner and you see Spaceship Earth, or the moment where you look down Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard and you see Tower of Terror. It's those types of moments that I just feel like are those wow moments that are the make you feel like a kid again moments. So.
Oh, and there's tons of those, like you said. Like for my wife, I know it's the first time she sees the castle. My daughter loves when you're coming around the monorail and all of a sudden the Epcot globe pops out around the tree line. Here's one. When you turn up Sunset and you hear the screaming.
Yes.
Like that's like a moment.
Yeah, and Shannon put in the chat, entering the ballroom at Be Our Guest. One of her favorite Disney movies is Beauty and the Beast, and walking into that ballroom at Be Our Guest is spectacular. I mean, it's just one of those wow moments.
For that, the West Wing room is like that moment. The ballroom's grand, but then you like go into the West Wing and
it's just hard to eat in there.
Oh, I know. We've eaten here once, and it was not worth it. Because I had to wait like an extra 30 minutes. It was not worth it.
Yeah, it was dark, and I felt like it was colder in there, like the walls were torn down. I don't know. Yeah. It was just... All right, so tonight's top three. Top three things that make you feel like a kid again. Peter, thanks for joining us. If you want to book a trip through him, which you do, find him over on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. Or just put Disney Travel Agents in the search bar, and he's going to be one of the first hits that you get over on Facebook. So, Peter, great show tonight. Thanks for joining us. You have a wonderful week, and we will talk to everybody else next week. Bye now. Hey, Thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.